Welcome everyone for today's webinar. My name is Chirayu Kothari and I am a master's student at the Department of Civil Engineering, the University of Tokyo. I will be facilitating today's webinar on study and work in Japan. We have experts from various universities across Japan who will be providing you the information on various English undergraduate as well as graduate programs offered. The session is attended by students, schools, and parents from all over the South Asia. Before we get started, I request everyone to post their queries in the Q&A box and we will try to answer them during the presentation. Please do not use the chat box for your queries. Today's webinar is scheduled for 2 hours. We have an introduction session from Mr. Miyauchi, the Director of University of Tokyo India office, followed by the presentation on overview of work, study and work in Japan by Mr. Dheeraj Joshi. We will then have the presentations from the university representatives of Kyoto University of Advanced Sciences, Tohoku University, and International College of Technology. The webinar will end with the final session from Japan Science and Technology Agency. Total presentation time for each university is 20 minutes, which will be followed by the 10 minutes of Q&A session to be answered by the university's speakers in the panel. Without any further delay, I would like to invite Mr. Miyauchi, the Director of University of Tokyo India office, to share his thoughts on today's session. I hand over the mic to Mr. Miyauchi.
Thank you, Mr. Chirayu. Dear student parents in 7 countries, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, and Maldives. My name is Yasuyuki Miyauchi, the director of University of Tokyo India office. Today we present you Study and Work in Japan. This program is sponsored by MEX, Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology in Japan. This session, the mission is the introduction of Japanese university and assist you to study and work in Japan. This project started from October last year till next week. In total 12 sessions, we introduced nearly 30 major universities, public, private, and national universities, both graduate and undergraduate schools. All universities we introduce in this session, they have some English medium program. It means you can get degree on your English. Yes, Japanese university opens the door to the English-speaking students like you. You can get degree, and afterwards you can get job in Japan. Please consider your chance in Japan. Today, we introduce you for 3 major universities. Each university session is 20 minutes. Therefore, it may not be enough. In such case, please contact directly to the concerned universities. They are ready to help you. You can get a good answer, I'm sure. I believe this project will help you. And it is my great pleasure if you consider some Japanese universities as your future option. And here, please enjoy today's session. Thank you. I'd like to hand over to the mic to Mr. Chirayu. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Miyauchi, for your valuable insights on this webinar series. Next, we have Mr. Dheeraj Joshi, a master's student at the University of Tokyo, to guide us on the study and work in Japan. I hand over the mic to Mr. Dheeraj.
Thank you, Mr. Chirayu. I will just share my screen. Is it visible, Chirayu?
It is visible.
Okay. Just a minute. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. And I'm Dheeraj Joshi. I'm a master's student at the University of Tokyo in the Department of Civil Engineering. And I will give an overview why Japan is a rising magnet for foreign talent for study and work in Japan for international students. Japan has 47 prefectures, which can be equated to states in Southwest Asian countries. Japan economy is the third largest in the world, and Japan is a member of G7 countries. Japanese economy is propelled by major industries such as automobile, consumer electronics industries, and robotics. Japan is a safe place to live with very low crime rate and is reckoned as a country to live with peace of mind for international students by providing a very comfortable living environment again when they are leaving their home country, and thus the parents can be assured that their child is very well taken care of. And as we see, the Japanese bullet trains, as we call here them as Shinkansen, they are very fast. And besides Shinkansen, the local transportation systems like buses and other trains, they are also very punctual and always on time. And besides, the students can also enjoy the international cuisines here, which Japanese people offer, like Indian cuisine, Chinese, and European cuisine. And besides, the Japan has a very good national health policy, because one of the main concern the parents have, like how the health of their child will be taken care of. This through this national health policy, the 70% of the bill is refunded by the national government here, and through paying off a premium of around 12,000 yen per year, which is very nominal. And if we see how much the Japan is friendly to the English speaking students, as you can see, the undergraduate courses, there are around 90 English courses offered by 40 universities in Japan. And in postgraduate, there are 160 courses which are offered by 51 universities offered in English. And besides, there are doctoral courses for 3 to 4 years. And the Japanese universities are basically three types: the national, which are founded by Japanese government; public, which are led by local public entities, also called prefectures; and private, which are based on the legacy of the founders. And the facilities that are offered here in Japanese universities are very high class and on a comparative global level. And there are sophisticated libraries which have excellent collection of books, journals, including digital resources like e-journals and e-books. The research labs are very unique in nature, where students learn practical skills through engineered approach and positive feedback on constant basis from their lab members and professors. The student launch allows for active interactions for creation of new ideas and their implementation. And university also has excellent sports facilities for sports enthusiasts, and including gymnasium with very good facilities. And the university dorm also offers a peaceful living environment for students for a well balanced academic and personal life. So basically, there are two courses, as I told, in English, besides PhD, bachelor courses, which are having common entrance exam, and English taught programs, masters and PhD courses, in which you have to establish your contact with your supervisor. And basically, you have to contact the professors, and based on your interest, you have to submit a well drafted research plan and follow the rest of the proceedings as outlined in the university website. And also you can see in the presentations that will be following in the session. Regarding the what is the financial assistance scholarship that are being offered by Japanese universities, there are various scholarships like MEXT, JASO, local government scholarships, local international associations, private foundations, and university scholarships. I have provided a link here, which I will be sharing on the chat later on. And other concern is regarding what is the living expense and tuition fees. This I have outlined here in Indian rupees for the sake of convenience for everyone. Uh, the tuition fees is around 5 times cheaper than that in US. And in private universities in Japan, the tuition fees is 3 times cheaper. And similarly, living expense, you can consider you can enjoy the same comfort of a European or American country on same living expenses as they are there. And the average salary after graduation is around 3.9 million yen per year, which is approximately 28 lakhs rupees per year. And Japan has the lowest unemployment rate, which is the source from Statista 2020. And the leading international Japanese companies are Nintendo, Canon, Toyota, Sony, Honda. And besides these international Japanese companies, there are other global companies that are operating in Japan, like Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon, Bosch, Deloitte. And so this environment offers exciting internship, part-time job, and long-term employment opportunities for students. And besides this, the visa procurement process is a very easy process. Students after graduation can upgrade the student visa to working visa in Japan, and which is facilitated by the adoption of point-based system for highly skilled foreign professionals here, and which is a very easy process. You just have to fill out, and if you qualify on the basis of points, you get the visa. You don't have to go anywhere for this. So, thinking cap, what is being offered here? The opportunities that you get, excellent level of higher education in English in Japan. Japan being a world leader in science and technology, so you get exposed to the cutting edge technologies and the forefront of technologies that are in vogue. Low tuition fees in universities and colleges in Japan as compared with US. Generous scholarships from government and other institutions in Japan. More Japanese companies to recruit international students. Now, I have also outlined one key point here, that in Southwest Asia, if you wish to explore to do job in your home country later on, there are many Japanese companies which are operating in Southwest Asia, because Japanese government is providing infrastructure development assistance to these countries, like high speed railways is coming in India. So Japan is offering loan to India, and India is developing such corridor with the help of Japanese assistance, and other countries also, like in Vietnam, such corridors are coming. And such factors have created a demand for diverse and multicultural workforce in Japanese companies. And so by doing this, I think you can truly serve as a global workforce, and which can help in bridging the bonding between international countries, and you can promote your culture, promote your international thinking through this. So this is just a life that I have enjoyed here in Japan, and I'm very lucky to pursue interests besides academics. As you can see, I'm having lab party here, and I was fortunate to join the karate club here, as it was my childhood to pursue interest. I went to Nikko, which is a World Cultural Heritage City. I joined a Shodo class. Shodo is the calligraphy in Japanese. And besides, I also watched a sumo match here, which I was sent by the university to watch it. And the ticket is very expensive, but I was fortunate to get the ticket from the university. And here we have very good international student associations, one of which is UTISA in the University of Tokyo, and other universities also have such international associations, and we celebrate international festivals like Diwali, and also we enjoy local cuisines sometime to take a party time, like we are enjoying the samosa delicacy here in the university. And I wish to see you most of the students in near future, so that we can also personally interact. And I wish to see you all in Japan soon. I wish to conclude now, and I wish to hand over to Mr. Chirayu. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dheeraj, for such a comprehensive presentation and guiding us with such a detailed information on scope of study and work in Japan. It was a very informative presentation, isn't it? Now that you know the benefit of studying in Japan and the job prospects after graduation, we will move on to the presentation from the universities. I will just share the agenda slide once. So, our first presentation is from the Kyoto University of Advanced Sciences. It is a private university located in Kyoto. Now, I will turn over to Mr. Kiyoshi Takeda. Mr. Kiyoshi is the Director of International Office at Kyoto University of Advanced Sciences. He has been in charge of international recruitment in order to enhance the cultural diversity on campus and develop opportunities for students all around the world to meet, learn, and grow together as a future collaborator for each other. With that said, I invite Mr. Kyoshi.
Thank you, Jiru. Hello, everyone. My name is Takeda, Takeda. I work at the Kyoto University of Advanced Science as an international office director, and I'm so excited to introduce our all English taught, all new, and all new and exciting engineering program to you today. Just give me a few seconds so that I can start sharing the screen with you. Um, Today, I'd like to cover why Japan and Kyoto, our city, Japan's most unique cities, and followed by specifically about Kyoto University of Advanced Science, KUS for short, and its faculty of engineering and entry requirements, and also scholarships programs are available at KUS. Before getting into the details, I'm very proud to share with you the great news that are regarding the students in South Asian countries are in confirmed enrollment for our KUS programs in the field of engineering. First of all, 2 Indians accepted for confirmed enrollment for our undergrad program intake already. And also there is a one Indian doctoral student so already has been confirmed enrollment for our 2020 program intake as well. For Sri Lankan students, I am also very proud to share with you that the great news that there are 4 Sri Lankans already confirmed enrollment for the 2021 undergraduate program intake. And also there are 2 Sri Lankan doctoral students confirmed enrollment in September. And for Nepalese students, there are 3 Nepalese students already confirmed enrollment for the 2021. Also, there's 1 Nepalese master's students are confirmed confirmed enrollment for our program in September. So I hope these great news should be encouraging for you, or because you may be wondering what country are you should take and as a study destination. Yes, this is a great news. It should be a great news for you, or because you might be one of the decisive factors that you can consider are Japan as a study as your study destination in the future. So let me give you a quick recap on why Japan. Well, Japan is the third largest economy in the world, and then even compared to the UK and Australia, Japan is much larger. You may be surprised. At the same time, and even compared to China, Japan is still ahead of China economically in terms of GDP per capita. And in addition to that, I would say now is the best time for you to think of Japan as your study destination if you are interested in becoming engineers, because based on this fact that the 2020 there are 370,000 too few engineers. By 2030 there will be 790,000 too few engineers. So in other words, Japanese company across the industry are always looking for talented, educated, skilled engineers all the time. That's the reason I said that now is the best time for you to choose Japan to do your engineering program for your degree and become interested in becoming engineers in Japan to work for Japanese companies. Yes, let me skip. And also, you may be wondering, and at the end of the day, at the end of the day, how much you can earn in Japan as a skilled engineers. So I would say Japan is still the best place for you to become an engineer, so to earn best salary on the average among other Asian countries, even Korea, even Hong Kong, even Singapore. Like, even compared to these are developed countries, and Japan is still the best place where you can earn the most. And as a skilled engineers, earning 40,000 dollars per year on the average. I hope you should take this is a very encouraging signs, signals. If you are start thinking about Japan as your study destination. Um, Let me talk about our city, beautiful city, Kyoto, Kyoto. Kyoto was the capital of Japan for 1,000 years. Dozens of national and cultural rest treasures are located in Kyoto. As you can see on the slides, you see all these beautiful shrines of temples, bamboo trees, and old inns, and even geishas and on the street on a regular basis as a student literally. And if you're a big fan of a comic, these beautiful comics books called mangas, and the Kyoto may be the best place for you to visit as a student, and because there are several museums that specifically features these beautiful comics books, and you might want to indulge in reading these comic books as for a change, for a diversion over the weekends, and just staying away from your busy coursework on our campus. It's also interesting to see there are world-class and first-class companies headquartered in Kyoto. A good example, that best example is Nintendo that produces Animal Crossing and Pokemon, or Mario actually has been headquartered in Kyoto for a long time. Not only Nintendo, there are also other companies that ranked in world class, first class, like you see here, Omron, Nidec, Rome, Kyocera, Shimazu, Murata, GS Yuasa. These are fascinating companies that have been listed in 500 Fortune companies as well. Why don't I play a short video clip for you now, so that you can, so that I can summarize what I have been discussing, Kyoto and also Japan, and also to know that what I'm going to discuss about KUS.
What's in Kyoto? What's KUAS? Kyoto, the old capital of Japan, is home to many of Japan's most important World Heritage sites. While Kyoto is well known as a popular tourist attraction, the largest and most important economy in Kyoto is its manufacturing and technology sector. Situated at this crossroads of history, technology, culture, and nature is Kyoto University of Advanced Science, a new type of university that seeks to incorporate Kyoto's cultural wealth into international, state-of-the-art education. Here is a look at some of the facilities the building features. The workshops are available for free to students 24 hours a day and provide the tools and materials to craft nearly anything imaginable. Elsewhere in the building, challenging research is being carried out every day. There is also a large library, ideal for self-study as well as group discussions. The Faculty of Engineering has great facilities, but that's not all the school has to be proud of. The professors teaching at KUAS hail from all over the world. All lectures are held in English. In addition, all international engineering students are provided with intensive Japanese language courses. The Capstone Project, the first of its kind in Japan, is designed to pit teams of students against realistic challenges presented by over 50 real companies. These unique features will allow KUAS graduates to work immediately anywhere in the world. KUAS represents a new model of university unlike Japan has ever seen. Join us at KUAS and be a street-smart global engineer.
Let me start discussing Kyoto University of Advanced Science, KUAS for short. KUAS is started in 1969, 51 years ago, and it has been located in Kyoto Prefecture. It has 3,600 students, and out of which there are 80 international students, mainly from East Asian countries like China, South Korea, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and Thailand. It has 5 faculties, including all brand new faculty of engineering. And what really sets us apart, from other university, other engineering schools is this person, Mr. Nagamori Shigenobu, our chairman of KUAS. But actually, he is the current CEO of the company NIDEC, NIDEC. It happens to has branches in India as well, by the way. And what is a NIDEC? NIDEC on the bottom left, as you can see, it is the largest motor company in the world, not in Japan, in the world. And it has 300 offices in 50 countries, and the entire workforce has reached 140,000 employees. This number happens to be exceeding entire workforce, Apple, even Google's. On the right, Mr. Nagamori Shigenobu, CEO of NIDEC, became the chairman of KUAS in 2018. And as soon as he took the position of chairman, and he decided to invest as much as $120 million in KUAS, and so that he could found the new KUAS faculty of engineering in order to create a new generation of street smart engineers. In that sense, he also really wants to hire many skilled engineers for NIDEC themselves, as well as other companies in the world across the industry. And this is a picture of our beautiful engineering building, and I hope you like it so much. You want to become interested in applying to our engineering program in the near future. And let me start discussing the specific features of our Faculty of Engineering. Number one, all courses are conducted entirely in English language, which I believe is going to be a great advantage to you and to your international student like you, or who speaks already good English. And number two, still the Faculty of Engineering offers you an intensive Japanese classes as well. And you may be surprised at no additional cost, because this should be able to help you become fluent in the Japanese, or in order to explore effectively job opportunities available in Japan upon the completion of our program. Number three, on the bottom left, this is a really practical program in the field of engineering, and in a way that help you place you in a work opportunity, work and industries, to be able to work closely with the current engineers now actually working in the industry. And number four, we understand that it's very important to help you find job opportunities in Japan upon the completion of the program. So there is a specific department that specifically helps international students like you to land jobs in Japan. That's what we call the career centers. So you may be wondering how career placement is weak, strong within the KUAS. Yes, my answer to your question is very strong, like you see in one of the slides on the bottom right. So just let me share what's happening in the real world, real modern engineering world, as you might have noticed, that a lot of people in the world, throughout the world, has been switching to a driving or electric cars, no more gasoline cars. It will take a lot of wide range of knowledge to or to use or as an engineer to use skills that require to create or such a modern commodity like electric cars. Of course, you need to understand the computers. You need to also mechanical side. You need to have a great understanding of mechanical aspects as well. You need to understand very well. And not only that, you also need to comprehensive understanding advanced concepts like energy saving, high precision, productive longevity, initialization, noise reduction. So in other words, it requires you or to master a wide range of engineering expertise. That's why KUS has come up with such an innovative program called multidisciplinary engineering program. As you can see, computer and data processing is centers in the program. And also at the same time, as an engineer, you also have an exposures to mechanical engineering on the left, on the right, and also you need to have an opportunity to learn about electrical engineering as well. So not at KUAS, you can have an opportunity to have an exposure to all these important engineering expertise at just one place at KUAS, not only at just one of them, all of them, you have an opportunity to have an exposure to. More specifically, all these KUAS mechanical electrical system engineering program has been centered around all these 30 majors. And just briefly, our year 3, year 4 that you can see a capstone project in my slide. And a capstone project is a project where you are expected to develop a practical program so that you can start working immediately after the graduation as a skilled engineer. That's why capstone project is the place, is a program that you are supposed to work closely with the current engineers working in the industry right now, so that you can develop such a great knowledge and also develop such a great skills that you can take advantage to work effectively with your colleagues right after our graduation, even from the day one of your job at your company. Um, how much it costs on the bottom? Oh, sorry, on the top left, you see on the average you'd be spending 1.5 Japanese million yen per year for tuition. And we ran this program for 4 years. And also there are scholarship programs available. And KUS takes a holistic reviewing process of all scholarship recipients. Entry requirements are, given the nature of any engineering programs throughout the world, so we also are heavy on the physics and the math and equivalent to an upper secondary school level algebra, geometry, precalculus, statistics, force and motion, waves, electricity, and magnetism, and atom structures. And English proficiency test scores are also necessary, and when you apply to KUS. Good news for Indian students, we take the Central Board of Secondary Education test results and are legitimate and are document that demonstrate your aptitude in math and physics. Alternatively, you can provide us with the IB diploma predicted scores. It could be your SAT as well, and it could be SAT test centers as well. And this is a set of application documents for our undergraduate programs. I'm sure that this is a set of application documents you maybe are already familiar with if you are already familiar with applying to our institutions in the US and Canada or in our. And last things now I really wanted to share with you now is the Good news for you is that now we are starting receiving, or we start receiving our application on February 8th, 2021. February 8th in 2021 for our September 2021 program intake at undergraduate levels. Like I said, let me repeat that. Final entry, our application windows will open on February 8th of Monday, and closes March 14th. So if you are interested, and if you are actually are thinking of applying to an institutions anywhere in the world, we are highly recommend you to take a closer look at our website and to know more about application procedures for our undergraduate program, our program starting in September 2021. Just quickly, this is a website you go through when you apply to KUAS online, and I'm showing them to you now so that you can feel familiar with what kind of websites you are going through. Or okay, yes, for for those who are intent on applying to institutions now, master's, doctoral doctoral engineering program levels, yes, KUS does have a master's and doctoral engineering program as well. Our application windows open will next November if you're interested. For the sake of time, let me skip these slides today. And last things I want to share with you is yes, KUS has a partner with the KUS Indian representative Megumi Paul, managing director and at Focal Ed for free consultations. She was born in India, and she migrated to Japan in the 1990s. Now she set up her own companies to facilitate students' access between India to Japan by showing the Japanese showing Japanese are by showing access to the Japanese university. So if you are interested, you can contact her. You can contact her to get more information about KUS for free. WhatsApp 8180 3483 6155. Let me repeat that. 81 for WhatsApp 8180 3483 6555. Okay, thank you very much for your kind attention. If you have any questions, or you can go to KUS website, and if you go there, you see the contact us page, and you can fill out the information. You can fill out your questions, and you can so that you can send it to us directly for inquiry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kiyoshi, for introducing various undergraduate programs being offered by KUS, which will help the student in their pursuit of becoming street smart global engineer. I would like to take some of the questions from the students via Q&A box. So students and the audience are encouraged to ask questions in the Q&A box. Meanwhile, there's one question for undergraduate. If my CBSE scores are not available by the application date, do you need set scores, Mr. Takita?
Okay. It all depends. It all depends on the when he can receive and score his scores on C and BC. But Yes. Theoretically, yes, he could apply to KUS. Even without Central Board of Education test results. And of course, I'd highly recommend him to use his predicted scores, even predicted scores, for his application for KUS.
I see. Thank you for answering that question. Um, there's one more question. Is there any biochemical course for UG student in English?
Engineering, biochemical.
Yes, biochemical engineering.
Sorry. Unfortunately, there isn't any course for in the fields of biochemical engineering. Sorry about that. KUS KUS centers around mechatronics and robotics.
I see. So I think the next question is also about masters in fine arts. However, the KUAS is focusing on mechatronics and so is there any masters in fine arts course?
Fine arts is so sorry.
Yeah. And the next is aeronautical engineering.
At what level? Undergraduate or master's?
Uh, he hasn't mentioned about that. So if you have
Okay.
any details about aeronautical
Um,
engineering at KUAS.
okay. It all depends on the more specifics of his academic interest in terms of aero or dynamic engineering. Uh, Aero engineering because some students are interested in the materials or material sciences. Yes, and then KUS does offer programs in the fields of material sciences, and there are professors that have strong backgrounds in the fields of material sciences. So I'd strongly recommend him to apply for KUS, either both in the masters and the doctors and undergraduate levels. But if really he wants to interested in becoming a pilot, oh no, sorry, we don't have him to cater to his needs, academic needs.
I see. Thank you very much for answering that question. And would you like to pick up some of the questions from the Q&A box?
Um, let me see. Let me go through the chat box quickly. Um,
Not chat box, Q&A box, please.
Q&A box.
oh, okay. Sorry. I'm sure. What about the PhD program in civil engineering in Kyoto? Uni accepting. Okay, let me take up the question about civil engineering. Yes, I know I have realized that there are so many students interested in doing engineering programs with us, with KUS. Well, this is a kind of tricky areas because it all depends on the specifics in his academic interest. Yeah, civil engineering, because as I understand, civil engineering has a wide range of specifics, academic specifics. So if he's interested in sort of a material science, yes, we do have a program. But if he has maybe creating dams or waterfalls, or we don't have any facilities to create such an natural environment within our facilities. So in that sense, it's ideal so for him to consider KUS as his study destination in terms of civil engineering. Specifics will help. Um, Let me see, sir. What would be the minimum criteria for the university to recommend the student max when a master's in engineering in Kyoto is accepting student max? So, sorry, only for undergraduate applicant for all. Okay, EJU. Okay, we see the master's. Okay, EJU exams works for undergraduate applicants only, not for master's levels. Um, Also, let me take up a questions about mixed scholarships. The mixed scholarships are actually, you need to go to our Japanese embassy in India to ask for more information, or ask for information, ask them if there is an available financial capacity available for you, or not through us. CBS in English media, do I need to do IELTS? Yes, last question on that's a great question about IELTS. Yes, the CBSC in English medium. Yes, if you have been taught in English over 6 years, more than 6 years, I mean, you can make a request for a waiver, English test scores of waiver or to KUS when you apply to KUS. If you want to know more about it, you can go to our website and download our guidelines, to know how to make a waiver for English proficiency tests.
I see. Thank you very much, for your answers to the questions by the attendees. And Miss Kushi has shared some of the links of KUAS and the guidelines for September 21 undergraduate programs. And if you would like to share any contact details, feel free to do that in the chat box. Thank you once again for joining us. Um, I would just share the screen where we are now. And our next presenters are from the Tohoku University. Tohoku University is a national university which is internationally recognized for its outstanding standards in education and research. I will now turn over the mic to Professor Watanabe from Tohoku University. The presenter will be joined by her colleague, Professor Koike.
Okay, may I speak now? I'm from
Yes,
Tohoku. And may I share the screen?
yes, you can share the screen.
All right, thank you very much. So let me do that. Okay, can you see the screen now?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Okay, so I would like to thank the organizers for these wonderful opportunities. And in fact, we are so excited that two of our faculty members are attending this webinar. And I would like to introduce Dr. Yumiko Watanabe. She will be mostly answering questions at the end of this presentation. And I am Takeshi Koike. I am from Global Learning Center at Tohoku University. Also, I'm affiliated with the Department of Physics. And I am teaching physics for international students since 2017. So just let me dive into our program at Tohoku University. I would like to give you a bottom line of what you can study under our program and what will be the future prospect after you complete the program. Our program is called Future Global Leadership, known as FGL program at Tohoku University. And this course, allows you to obtain degree from Tohoku University, which are entirely instructed in English, both for undergraduate and graduate studies. Being a national university, we have a comprehensive research groups and faculties. So what we offer to our undergraduate, and this FGL program has been started since 2011. So we are in our 10th year of this program. This program was established for providing excellent education and research opportunities at Tohoku University to students overseas, and a new students start their study in October. Japanese school year in April, but this program is in line with US or Europe or most Asian countries. The program starts in October, so you don't need to really change your graduation schedule. And we offer specifically 3 courses. The first one is in the field of chemistry, in the School of Science. It's called Advanced Molecular Chemistry, known as AMC. And this program accepts about 10 students every year. The next one is in the Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, and it's called the International Mechanical Aerospace Engineering, known as IMAC-U program. And this course is the biggest of FGL program for undergraduate, which accepts about 15 students every year. And lastly, not least, we have a applied biosciences in the School of Agriculture, and it's called Applied Marine Biology, known as AMB program. And this program accepts about 10 students. And you might be interested in what you can study under these programs. So I don't have enough time to go into details, but in all these 3 different courses, the unique feature about our program is that you will have a very early exposure to doing research. And so after you, at the beginning of 3rd year, you will be joining a research group so that you can engage in some kind of research activity, which leads you to the graduation thesis or project. And research in the AMC, Advanced Molecular Chemistry, including organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry, and biochemistry, and many more. Next, for the IMAC-U course, we have about more than 100 laboratories in 5 courses of the mechanical engineering divisions. Just name a few. We have mechanical systems, fine mechanics, robotics, and aerospace engineering, and mechanical biomedical engineering. And I repeat, we have many more subjects that you can study under this program. And for the A and B, we have also many laboratories, and marine life science and genetics, marine biochemistry, and the list goes on. And so I just wanted to share what kind of fields you might be you might be joining for your studies. And then here, the first students who obtain a bachelor degree from this program, it was 2015. And then since then, our graduates continue on. About 70% of them continue on to graduate schools, not only in Tohoku University, but very good schools, graduate schools overseas as well. And in some graduates directly go to industry, like Tokyo Mitsubishi. This is the financial group. And Hino Motors, it's one of the largest truck maker in Japan. And among those who went on to graduate school, many of them get master degree, and after that, they still continue to a doctor course, or they get the employment in Japanese companies like Toyota, Nissan, Hitachi, and Yamaha. I am sure that these names are well known in India as well. And yes, we offer also, as I mentioned, a graduate programs. And Tohoku University is being one of the national university with a very high, how do you say, high concentration on research. We have more than 25 courses available for our graduate programs. And a list of the courses can be found from this QR code. And if you are interested in, please look through the web for the information. I just want to tell you that we have a very many opportunities, especially for graduate programs. And now, having explained the most important part of a program, now let me tell you about where the Sendai, city of Sendai is located. Not like Tokyo or Kyoto, which are well known. Sendai is relatively unknown, but the Sendai is located 350 kilometers northeast of Tokyo. And it's a medium-sized city. And if you take Shinkansen, the Japanese bullet train, it takes only 90 minutes from Tokyo. And we have a local airport here, so you can fly in from overseas via Narita. And the size of the city is medium size, like I said, with the population of a little bit more than 1 million. And this city is known as academic city and in city of trees. We have many, many beautiful natures surrounding the city. And Tohoku University has more than 100 years of history and tradition. This university was established in 1907 as a third imperial university and one of the top 7 national universities established in Japan. And we adhere 3 principles: research first, open door, and practice-oriented research and educations. And being the very comprehensive university, we have 10 faculties and 15 graduate schools and 3 professional graduate schools and 6 research institutes. And the number of students we have here about 18,000, out of which undergraduate consists of 11,000 and the graduate students 7,000. The number of academic staff is little more than 3,000. This makes the student to faculty ratio to 6:1, which is very good. And you might be interested in the ranking or reputation of our university in the world. And this QS World University ranking in 2020 ranks our university 79th overall in the world, and which is 5th in Japan. And the field which are related to our program are shown here. And Tohoku University is ranked, sorry, let me bring the laser pointer. And then Tohoku University is ranked #1 in Times Higher Education as Japanese, in the Japanese University Ranking 2020. And we are well represented by the international students from all over the world. And as of May 2020, we have more than 2,000 international students, and close to 90% of them are coming from various Asian countries. And now I would like to talk about more specific aspects of our FGL program, how to apply, what do you expect in 4 years, and at what, where to live, and if you need help when you're here, what you can get. So this is an application overview. And for details, please find the important dates for the application in application guide for 2022 for enrollment. From the QR code shown here, please access the site and learn about the details. But basically, we have one application opportunity in January, which has 5 steps as shown here. You submit your paper, the document, you submit your documents for applications. We will conduct a first stage screening, and if you successfully selected, after the first screening, you advance to the second stage with some examination, written examination. And then after the second screening, we will announce the students who are admitted. And then the last step is up to you to accept our offer. And then these are the requirements for each courses. And again, please go to the QR code on this slide for details. And because of the COVID-19 pandemic, some of the requirements may depend on the circumstance. So again, please, for most up-to-date information, please go to this QR code site and check for the newest information. And this is the curriculum for 4 years. You have an opportunity, even though this course is entirely taught in English, you have opportunity to learn Japanese for the first 1.5 years. And you will be taking for general education for 1.5 years. And then, as I said, at the beginning of third year, you'll be joining the research group. And how much it costs to live in Sendai, I just quickly translated the cost in Indian rupees. Tuitions and the fees for international student at oh, sorry, this is not true. Please disregard this. As already explained, the tuition and fees compared to US counterpart university, the cost is about 1/5. And we show here the tables of itemized cost. In total, you expect 1.2 million rupees every year, including everything. And you might be also interested in financial aids. We have a MEC scholarship and a president fellowship and other scholarship, honors scholarship for privately financed students. And we have, for this program, secured 8 mixed scholarships for the for every year for the whole FGL program. And depending on our availability of funds, you will be qualified for presidential fellowship from Tohoku University. And if you have more questions on the financial aid, we will be happy to answer during the Q&A session. And we are pleased to tell you that we have a brand new accommodation for international students where you will share a unit with Japanese students as well as international students. And you will be guaranteed a private room, but you have plenty of opportunity to interact within the same unit with their fellow students. And we also provide plenty of student support if you find it difficult at some point of your study at Tohoku, you will have a plenty of helps from various support groups in the university. So we are very much looking forward to seeing you in Sendai, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Professor Koike, and for the detailed presentation on various undergraduate and graduate programs that are offered at the Tohoku University. I would also like to thank Professor Watanabe as she's continuously answering the questions of the students in the Q&A box. Uh, I will also pick up some of the questions. Is there any programs for PhD in Tohoku University? Of course, there are many programs for PhD at Tohoku University. Tohoku, Koike Sensei or Watanabe Sensei, if you would like to answer on this.
Okay, let me answer. As Koike Sensei showed one slide in the middle of his presentation, we have more than
Watanabe Sensei, we cannot
25
hear you.
courses.
So Watanabe Sensei will answer. I'm sorry. Yes.
I'm sorry. As Koike Sensei tells in the middle of the presentation,
I'm sorry to interject,
more
but
than
there is a
25
echo.
courses
So could you please switch off one of
graduate
the mic?
program. Some of them, of course, provide the PhD courses. Yeah, here is a slide. And the next question is postgraduate management.
Any more question?
Yeah, I can see. Next question is you already postgraduate student. We don't have, unfortunately, we don't have actual any graduate courses for marine biology. We only offer the undergraduate courses.
I see.
So and the
for
next
the marine,
question is
yeah, you can take the next question.
IISJ. What IISJ stand for? All courses. It depends on the nationality, but just maybe you are eligible to be a waiver of submission of the TOEFL score. You can find the detail in an application guidebook. Okay. Yes, our at least undergraduate program, FGL undergraduate program, we recommended 8 students to the next. So you don't need to go through the embassy selection processes. Okay, that's big advantage, I guess. We also, some of the graduate program in English also offer the university recommended mixed scholarship seats. You can find the detail to visit, whichever the course you are interested. Okay, next one, I'm a Q. If you don't. Yes, up to today, this time we accepted the SAT subject score. However, please watch, at the SAT homepage. We kindly, we have to make sure it is true or not. but the SAT may cancel or will not offer in SAT subject test anymore after June. So please check it out. And once we confirm the cancellation of the SAT subject, we still accept any other stand. I think for Indian student, I think submission of IELTS is mandatory. Next question, I want to learn Nihongo only from. You want, that means, you know, I want to learn Nihongo only. That means you want to study the Japanese language? Yes or no? If that's the case,
I think they are asking.
you need to apply for the literatures, faculty of literature in Japanese. We don't have any specifically any Japanese language course. Okay, next question is.
It's the robotics course for masters.
Yes, master in fine arts. I don't think so right now in English, but in Japanese, of course, you can study it. Fine arts. And there is robotics course in master. Yes, sure. We do. Robotics is the most famous or popular course at the Tohoku University, both in undergraduate and also graduate programs. Any more questions? We are happy to answer to the question.
I think we are finished with the questions from the audiences. Thank you, Koike Sensei and Watanabe Sensei, for joining us for today's session.
Okay, thank you.
So now we have the presentations from the International College of Technology. It is a private science and arts boarding school located in Ishikawa Prefecture. Now, we will be joined by Mr. Levis and Mr. Mukai, who are the principal and the vice principal respectively for the International College of Technology.
Yes, Louis Barksdale here. I'm president of International College of Technology, Kanazawa, and with me is our vice president, Mr. Mukai.
Very good afternoon to you, everyone. I'm Mamoru Mukai, and of Technology Kanazawa. I'm indeed happy to meet you today, and I strongly hope our presentation will help you to know about our school. Enjoy the presentation.
So our mission is fostering future leaders of global innovation. We are teaching science, technology, and innovation as liberal arts. This means that we're providing a comprehensive education in design thinking and science, technology, engineering, and mathematics for innovation. We're an integrated 5-year program starting at age 15. I need to emphasize this. Students who enter our school are coming from middle school, and they study with us for 5 years until the age of 20. We are International College of Technology, Kanazawa. Our program combines humanities, social sciences, and natural sciences with intensive mathematics and engineering design. To understand our school, it helps to know some of our history. We were accredited in 1962 by the Ministry of Education here as a College of Technology, in Japanese, Koto Kogyo Senmon Gakko, popularly called Kosen. This type of school is a school for advanced training for engineering professions. Sorry for the interruption. We've had a long-standing emphasis on lab and field work, hands-on design, design and build experiences, and so we're not just a classroom curriculum, we're very much a hands-on curriculum. However, the world is changing at an ever-increasing pace, and we're changing with it. Whereas until 3 years ago, we considered our mission to be preparing young people for existing professions. Now, we are trying to prepare young people to be leaders in finding the missions and developing the professions of the future. In other words, to become leaders of global innovation. Or we can technology and innovation as liberal arts. Let's go into this in a little more detail. What do we mean by science, technology, and innovation as liberal arts? First of all, we are imparting a deep understanding of science as processes of discovery and technology as processes for innovation. Second, we believe in diversity and the value of learning from diversity by collaborating fruitfully with people of different professional and cultural backgrounds. We feel strongly that this is one source of innovation. We believe that our students should learn a sensitivity to the impact of scientific and technical endeavor, the impact that science and technology has on our natural environment and in human society, and the consequential importance of understanding the ethical responsibilities of professionals. Fourthly, we seek to impart a commitment to being a lifelong seeker of knowledge, understanding, and insight. Learning does not stop with schooling. We hope that our students will delight in learning experiences, identifying problems to solve, hands-on experimentation, trial and error, field observation, design, fabrication, and testing. And finally, we want our students to have an interest in deepening their understanding of themselves, of human society, and the world through engagement with the humanities and the arts. We consider ourselves to be a fully rounded curriculum. Now, most of our students are native speakers of Japanese, graduates of Japanese middle schools. However, when they come to us, they study STEM courses, science, technology, engineering, and math courses in English. At the same time, they are studying their other courses in Japanese. However, as I've already said, we value diversity and we welcome international students and students with international backgrounds. For students whose English is stronger than their Japanese, we offer the entire curriculum in English, including arts and humanities courses in English. For such students, Japanese as a foreign language is offered in place of English as a foreign language. 60% of our instructors in the Department of Science and Technology are international instructors. So we can say we are building a bilingual learning community. Each student and teacher brings different strengths, including different linguistic strengths and different backgrounds, and contributes to mutual learning in different ways. We believe strongly in learning from each other and creating a mutually learning community. We are in central Japan on the Sea of Japan coast. However, our 5-year program takes place in 3 stages and on 3 stages. Our first and second year students study at our all fully residential boarding school program in the foothills of the mountain Hakusan. This is our Hakusan Doku campus. Third year students all study at our partner school in New Zealand. We have a partnership with Otago Polytechnic, New Zealand National Polytechnic School in Dunedin in South Island, New Zealand. After their third year, our students return to Ishikawa Prefecture, this time to our Kanazawa campus, which is next door to our affiliated university, Kanazawa Institute of Technology. So going back to years 1 and 2, here is our Hakusan Doku campus. It's in a beautiful natural setting, and living together, we are able to provide close support for bilingual learning and community building, and also rich experiences in various open-ended projects. If you can see my pointer, this semicircular building contains our classrooms and lab spaces. In the foreground here is our gym. These 4 buildings to the right are the dormitories. In the background is a building which houses the Kanazawa Institute of Technologies, one of their research institutes. And also our students' cafeteria is in that building. The dormitories are organized in 6 student units. So groups of 6 students live together, although each student has his or her own bedroom, including a closet and a study desk. When students go abroad to Otago Polytechnic, they live with homestay families while attending the school to provide an immersive program in English for our, especially for our Japanese students. After a couple of months of intensive preparation for college level technical courses, our students take regular university level Otago Polytechnic engineering courses alongside New Zealand students. After 1 semester of such work, our students then continue in guided projects in the community of Dunedin, the city of Dunedin. Students then return to Kanazawa in central Japan and continue their college level coursework and research, sharing the faculty and the facilities with the affiliated Kanazawa Institute of Technology next door. This gives us a great flexibility and offers uh, advanced technical laboratories. Now, the central pillar and core of our curriculum is a series of courses that we call engineering design. Spanning 5 years, engineering design provides a series of increasingly advanced challenges in finding innovative and creative solutions to open-ended problems. To characterize the engineering design component of the curriculum, first, it involves the application of design thinking principles to open-ended problems. This means that in many cases, students are identifying own. They are guided to integrate scientific method and various technical fields in designing and finding solutions. This involves extensive teamwork and collaboration. Innovation is almost always a result of teamwork and collaboration. It also involves training in project management. Hands-on design, prototyping, fabrication, and testing are core components of the engineering design process. And because it's teamwork, the incorporation of presentation and user feedback hones communication skills. Finally, we foster attention to the social and economic and environmental contexts of technical innovation in the engineering design core components. Now, our graduates graduating at age 20 have what would be the equivalent of an Associate of Science degree. So again, to reemphasize, our program looked at within the context of the Japanese educational system, our program spans the 3 years of high school plus 2 more years of university work. So this means that many of our graduates transfer to university and go on directly as 3rd year students in their university. They can transfer as a junior. In our case, we are hoping to attract as many graduates as possible to transfer into Kanazawa Institute of Technology. KIT, Kanazawa Institute of Technology, considers the graduates of ICT to be qualified for transferring as 3rd year students. Of course, students are free to choose their future career at any other university or industry as well. So ICT provides a firm foundation for a life of discovery and service as a creative innovator. I hope perhaps someone in your family or perhaps someone you know might understand and see the excitement of our program and decide to join us. I hope to hear from you or to see you soon. Thank you. This ends my presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Levis, for introducing this unique and exciting program, which is being offered by the International College of Technology. Uh, if if the audience have any questions, they can ask in the question and answer box. regarding this unique program. So we have some questions in the Q&A box, which are like, is there any contact details which you would like to share so that the students can contact about the program?
I would encourage you to visit our website, our internet site. We're easily discoverable if you search on International College of Technology, Kanazawa. And through the website, you can find the entrance office uh, mail address. And we are happy to field questions through that address.
Uh, Thank you, Mr. Levis. I'm resharing the site link in the chat box so that students can look at that.
Okay,
Are
thank you
the
very much.
courses like Masters in Fine Arts taught in
We are a high school plus 2 years program and therefore not a master's level graduate studies program. Uh, and again, we are engineering, science and engineering program and therefore are not offering a fine arts curriculum.
There's one more question. As you say, the school focuses on the engineering aspect rather than a fixed curriculum. So, the question is regarding the scope of research in AI and brain computer interface at ICT.
Well, at our level, we're providing introductory computer science and information technology science instruction, which of course can easily eventually lead into a specialization in artificial intelligence and computer interface and various other graduate level specializations.
I think this ends the question and answer session, and we have provided the details of the college in the chat box for your convenience so that you can visit the website and reach out to the contacts at ICT, which and they will help you with the admission process. So, with that said, thank you, Mr. Levis and Mr. Mukai, for joining us for this wonderful session. And thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much.
Thank you very much.
So, this brings us to our final session from Japan Science and Technology Agency. JST is the national agency that plays a central role in Japan's science and technology basic plan. The agency offers various opportunities for the students. Now, I hand over the mic to Mr. Yuji Nishikawa. He is currently an advisor for international relations and cooperation at Japan Science and Technology.
Thank you very much for having me here today. I'm very happy to explain our activities. And let me upload my slides. Yes. Actually, I was I opened in JST India office in 2015, and I stayed there for 3 years as a representative of JST for India plus surrounding countries. In fact, I visited many countries. I visited India, of course, and also Sri Lanka, Maldives, Bangladesh, and Pakistan in the past. So I am fairly well acquainted with those areas. So now, we would like to show you our program, invitation program, Sakura Science, called the Sakura Science Program. And just as already it was told, JST is there to promote science and technology innovation. JST is basically a research funding agency, and we do human resource development as well. And this JST comes directly under the Ministry of Education and Science and Technology, Japan. And then we do promote our activities. And the size of organization is approximately in the budget side wise, 1.2 billion US dollar in terms of US dollars per year. And we have an office in New Delhi, in the southern part of New Delhi, together with the University of Tokyo, because the University of Tokyo is appointed to promote a study in Japan program by the Ministry of Education. So we work together in the same office. And this office is located at just to the north of, next to Deer Park. I'm sure people from New Delhi knows about Deer Park. And we are very close to IIT Delhi, JNU, and also Department of Science Technology offices, even about within 30 minutes on foot, very close. And we have some joint research project with India. I'll concentrate, due to time constraint, I concentrate research project with India. We have, during 2016, year 2016, we started 3 projects called, this is joint research program together with DST, Department of Science and Technology. JST funds the researchers in Japan, and DST India finances researchers of India. So we have 3 projects, and one is University of Tokyo and IIT Bombay, and the next one is University of Tokyo and IIT Hyderabad, and number 3, Kyushu University and IIT Delhi. These all 3 projects are related to ICT, Information Communication Technology. But second one is also including farming support using ICT. Very unique program. And then this program is handled by, financed by JST plus JICA. I'm sure JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency, biggest development aid, official aid program organization in Japan. So this program is to mitigate traffic jam and also reduce carbon CO2 caused by this traffic jam. And so this program is carried out by 2 major parties. One is Nagoya Electric Works Company, and also together with the Nihon University. And the Indian counterpart is IIT Hyderabad. So they have been doing this since 2016. So all these 4 projects, period of research is 5 years. So all 4 projects will end in the next fiscal year, that is 2021. And then we have added 2 more projects last year, 2020. This is called Axis in short. This is related to SDGs, promotion of SDGs, I'm sure you know. And one is this feasibility studies. You know, this non-burnt bricks to reduce environmental load. This program is done by Nagoya University in Japan, and also IIT Kanpur, and also geodesign research in India. So this project is now going on. And the next one is development. This is also related to this previous program carried out by Tokyo University and IIT Hyderabad, related to agriculture, you know, because high performance rice breeding support. So this Indian counterpart is going to be not only IIT Hyderabad, but the IIT Bombay and the PT Telangana State Agricultural University. These are now just working. And then we have a Sakura Science Program. This is an invitation program, short-term invitation program we invite people from other countries to Japan. So I think this is going to be very useful for the viewers, audience today. This program is a short-term introductory invitation program to Japan. So one program is 1 week to maximum 3 weeks of invitation to Japan. And then we invite from 41 countries right now, of course, including this, all Asian countries plus some Latin American countries. And then 80% of EBT is covered by this open application type program. This is, I put my emphasis on this program. In this program, this is open application type. So JST calls for proposals every year. And then host organization, that is receiving organization, will make application to JST. So for example, high school and universities, research institutes, private companies, all these NGOs, NPOs, or can be also government agency, government groups, agency also can be the receiving party. But mostly universities in Japan are the main user of this program. And duration of stay is about maximum 3 weeks. And we have 2 more projects I'll touch upon later. This is handled by these 2 projects are done by JST itself. JST becomes the receiving organization and we invite people, but only account for 20%. So eligibility for the invitees, above 15 and below 40 of years of age at the time of visiting Japan. Of course, they have to be a very talented or highly aspiring people, people, and also who has to, of course, have to speak English, but for the most people, they have no, I'm sure, no problem. But this one, number 4, condition number 4, who have not stayed in Japan before. This is one condition, because this program is for the first visitor to Japan and to the first visitor to Japan as an introductory visit. So already who knows Japan are not eligible. And then this is the process. Receiving party in Japan submit proposal or application to JST, and the evaluation committee of JST will make the evaluation and make an award. And awarded the organization, receiving organization will implement the project together with the sending organization. And then funding will be released to the receiving organization by JST. So this is roughly the main program. And this is a, example of the program. This is University of Tokyo. Last 2019, they invited 10 computer science students from IIT Delhi, Hyderabad, Kharagpur, and IIT Madras in 2019. And then they stayed there, I think, 3 weeks, I think. And then these are the number of ranking of the receiving organizations, mainly universities. The university which received the largest number of invitees is Miyazaki University. They invited more than 700. Okayama University, Osaka University, Metropolitan University, Shibaura Institute of Technology, Kyushu Institute of Technology, University of Tokyo. All these top universities are the main user of these programs. And this is the number of the total invitees so far. Since 2014, this program started this year. And then for the last 6 years, we have already invited more than 33,000 people from a total 45 countries. And India comes number 3. China accounts for about 30%. And then Thailand, India, and Indonesia, and Vietnam. This is a roughly idea. And then so from India alone, we already invited over 2,800 people from India alone. And then after, once they come to Japan by this program, they become the member of Sakura Science Club. This is the alumni member, Alumni Association. And for India, for example, the first meeting, alumni meeting, was carried out in October 2018 at the Embassy of Japanese Ambassador's official residence. And the chief guest was, I'm sure you know, Professor Vijay Raghavan, Principal Scientific Officer to the government of India. He was the chief guest speaker to encourage these people. At that time, association, India Sakura Science Club Association was formed, and the main coordinator, Dr. Jitendra Chu, he's assistant professor of Ielts Pune. He is now acting as the main coordinator, that is the president of the association, alumni association. He's very actively involved in this program. And then second alumni meeting in India was carried out in 2020 February. We are lucky enough to have this before just COVID-19 really comes in. So that time also our ambassador came and made a speech. And also we had a poster presentation session was also made. I'm here. So this is IIT Delhi campus because some professors of IIT Delhi also, they sent their students to Japan and they kindly provided this facility to us. And this is in Sri Lanka. We had an alumni meeting in Sri Lanka in the year 2019, February. This is together with NSF, National Science Foundation of Sri Lanka. They are also very actively cooperating with us for this program. So they are now here. And then just inform you that we are having a Japan alumni coordinators meeting, Japan alumni meeting on February 6th. No, sorry, this is not February, March 6th, sorry. March 6th this year, so next month. So, so maybe I'm sure you can also register and participate. The main speaker, keynote speaker is done by Dr. Mori. He is the first astronaut of Japan, official astronaut of Japan. He is making a speech. And Chiraya-san also, as a guest, is making some good speech, I'm sure. And then this program is appreciated by both government. So in the joint statement of the both prime ministers visit every year, our program is always mentioned in the joint statement. And the last year we had Japan and India government had a joint committee on science and technology. This was held online November 2020. And then in this meeting also this program, Sakura Science program, was highlighted by both government, for which we are very much proud. So this is the most important thing for the sending organizer. That is people, for example, from India or Sri Lanka, also from outside Japan, who want to come to Japan. And then sending organization in, for example, in India, should have host organization or receiving organizations in Japan. So for example, you are a student of university in India or Sri Lanka or Nepal or wherever. So first find partner university or partner organization in Japan. Then persuade or request and persuade the receiving organization to invite your student or your people to Japan. So because this program is implemented by the receiving organizations, and JST provide financial support. And also financial support means almost 100% of the nearly 100% of the total expenses for this program is covered by this program. To Japan, we do not have to pay almost nothing. So this is a very, I'm sure, a very attractive program for the people outside Japan to come to experience Japan and Japan's science and technology. So please try your best to come to Japan by this program. Thank you very much. Is that okay?
Thank you, Mr. Nishikawa, about providing the information on various projects from JST and the Sakura Science Program for the student exchange. Thank you very much, everyone, for sticking with us till the end. The session was enriched with the insights from various experts and university representatives. Before I end the session, I want to share my personal experience with this webinar series. I have attended this series, and each webinar comes with a different program for the various universities in Japan. I request all the audience to attend further session and stay tuned and keep visiting the University of Tokyo India office website for more information. I would also like to thank all the panelists for their valuable insights and guiding the audience regarding various programs that are offered in Japanese universities as well as by the agency. With that said, I would like to end this session. Thank you very much for joining us.